Good evening. Part one of two on the NFL season starts tomorrow, so this is Happy Football Eve. I'm mildly surprised that they're going to pull this off, or from what it looks like it. It's a big production, no fans, but I'm impressed. It's a pretty big production, 53-man rosters and everything. And I waited till today because you're going to get lots of information as far as last minute trades or last minute injuries and things of that nature. So this one's on the AFC, and the AFC. Let's start in the East. The AFC East. I am told a certain Tom Brady left New England, and that was going to end their reign on in the AFC East. I beg to differ. Cam Newton is a very good quarterback. He still is. I've been watching his throwing. He's throwing off solid legs again. I think Bill Belichick is going to get the most out of him. I think they win the division. I really do. I think the Bills, they have a deficit there at quarterback. They got a good one that's going to be good. He's going to be very serviceable. He's got a great arm, but they weren't that good last year on offense. They're trying to do it all defense. Belichick's a good defensive coach. He's going to bring both sides of the ball this year. I think that the Patriots are going to surprise some people. And I am not a Patriots fan. Believe me, I've had Patriots fatigue as well. So you're looking at the Patriots, Bills coming in second. The Dolphins third, mainly because I really like the coach. Because the Jets, let's be honest, if they were down south, it'd be a grease fire. But because they're up north, it's just a dumpster fire. Yeah. The Jets are that bad. I just don't even know where to start there. Le'Veon Bell, boy, did he end his career? I mean, he's probably ruined the day that he went to go play for Gangrene. So that's the AFC East. I look at the Patriots, Bills, Dolphins, Jets, and I see that not being very strong of a division, actually, quite frankly. The AFC North, I'll say the Ravens. Again, they look good. They really do. They've reloaded nicely. Steelers, Big Ben's back. Steelers, I think, are in the wild card. I don't think they're going to be. I think they'll be within shouting distance of the Ravens. They might even split with the Ravens. I don't know. Ravens look really good. So I see the Steelers being second. I see the Browns third and the Bengals fourth. The Browns, they've been uncharacteristically quiet, which I think is a great sign for the future of the franchise. The Bengals, however, they just don't have a roster. They've got who's going to be a perennial All-Pro quarterback within a couple of years. I think Joe's he's going to be the real deal. I think they're going to be very happy with him for the next 10 years. A second Tom Brady, no, who knows? But he's going to be very, very good for Cincinnati. They got to build around him. It's going to take them a little while, so they're going to be pretty awful. But he's going to show some sparks here and there. They're going to tantalize the people in the Queen City. So switch to the AFC South. I think they've got the formula in Tennessee to win the South. I think that they've got one beastly running back. I think Tannehill can do just enough, and they got a pretty good coach. They got a really good coach, and I think that's gonna carry them. The Texans losing DeAndre Hopkins. I think it's actually very similar to the Khalil Mack trade when the Raiders sent him out. The Texans in a couple of years are going to say, "Hey, we got better because we weren't going to be able to re-sign DeAndre Hopkins." However, for this particular year, it's gonna be hard to get over it. It's gonna be a couple of years before you really see the Texans win that trade. If they do, you got a fantastic quarterback, but he's gonna be running for his life, and he's got one less option to throw to. That's gonna be a problem. I think it's gonna be a big problem. I do think the running back that they've brought in from the Arizona Cardinals is going to surprise some people, and I think that he will do very, very, very well there. So I see the Texans coming in second. Maybe they got a shot at the wild card there. The Colts, they brought in an interception machine in Phillip Rivers, who may have overstayed his welcome in the NFL. I would love to be wrong on this. I'm not sure that they've got the receiving core that's going to be able to go up and catch a lot of his mistakes. I think they're going to have some problems. Now, you need a good cheerleader. You need a good guy for morale, a guy that's a leader. Phillip Rivers is a great leader. He's going to win some games just on his will. But I don't think he's got the accuracy anymore. I think he's starting to show the age. And against teams like the Texans and the Titans twice a year, it's going to show up, in my opinion. The Jaguars, I believe they're putting in their application to be a minor league football team in some other country. I'm not even sure they should be eligible for the AFC South. Tanking just doesn't even cover it. But Gardner Minshew's pretty interesting. Love that stash. They're going to get their asses kicked, though. It's going to be ugly. Really ugly. They'll win a game or two. I mean, there's still some talent. There ain't much. Oh, my goodness. The AFC West. This is going to be your best one in football. And I'll say this. The margin between the Kansas City Chiefs and the Vegas Raiders has really thinned. It's not nearly as far as it was last year. I think that all things being equal and both teams stay healthy, both those two teams are going to win. They're going to take the division down to the final game or two of the season, from what I'm seeing. I see the Chiefs taking the division. They just got too much speed. Raiders are going to be. They're trying to become the Chiefs. They've added a lot of team speed. Another draft or two, and they're going to do. I think they're going to catch them. But I think the Chiefs win this one. The Raiders come in second. I think they're going to somewhere in the neighborhood of 12 to 13 wins. You could see the Chiefs with 14 wins this year. They're going to be outstanding. And Hilaire is going to be a great running back. Just more team speed for a team that didn't need it. So I think Andy Reid scheme team, they're going to kick. They may break offensive records this year. That's going to be a problem. But the Raiders they're going to give them a run. So I see the Raiders making the playoffs this year and shutting up the doubters on Derek Carr. I think Derek Carr is going to be right there with Mahomes numbers wise. At least throwing the football. He's obviously not going to stand up to him on a scrambling standpoint. But I think overall he's going to throw for some yardage. He's finally got weapons that he's never had, for the past 4 to 5 years, and that line is heavily fortified. They're good. They're going to make some noise, and they can make a deep run this year. I will say the Broncos losing Von Miller. Very tempted to put them in the basement instead of the Chargers. But I like Drew Lock. Drew Lock is a good quarterback. I think they're going to score some points. The Chargers, they're living to win games 15-13 this year. I think just the lack of a good continuity offense, they're not going to be able to shut teams down well enough, and they're not going to be able to win shootouts. I think the Chargers are going to have a really tough time. They might sniff 500. They might get to 6-10, 7-9. I just don't see them taking the Broncos, even without Von Miller. But they have Bradley Chubb on the other side. They're going to get some pass rush, and I do believe twice a year when the Broncos face the Chargers, you know, I think they're whoever the Chargers are putting behind center, they're going to be running for their life. From the standpoint of Chubb, Chubb's going to get after some people. He's not all the way back, but they're gonna do some damage there. The Chiefs and the Raiders, I think, are on another plane offensively, but I think that the Broncos are good enough, and I think Drew Lock, all things being equal, you don't get the injuries. I think he's going to do very, very well, and I think that a solid third. But I think a transition is happening in the Mile High City from a defensive juggernaut into more of an offensive team. The problem is, twice a year they got to play these guys with the headdresses. The ones they didn't make change the name. Just saying. But I digress. That's in the NFC. They didn't make the Chiefs change their name now, did they? So anyway, the Chiefs, they're gonna throw the ball all over the yard. They're gonna do some really special things, and it's gonna be quite interesting. So that's what I got. So I got the Patriots winning the East. I've got the Ravens winning the North. I've got the Titans winning the South, and I've got the Chiefs taking the West. When we get close to the playoffs, I'll take a look at what the playoff seeding is and actually call each of those games, and maybe even with the spread. Maybe I'll really throw a band into the wind, huh? So I hope you enjoyed it. I enjoyed taking a good look at these teams, and I will be back in my next one to talk about the NFC. And boy, has the balance of power changed in so many ways and in so many places. It's very interesting. So we'll get into that soon. As normal, like, subscribe, share, comment, please, and I will be back in touch. Peace out, me homies. Thanks for stopping by.